Eating cake on the go is hard. Trust me. Grab a Confetti Craze 5-hour energy shot instead. Vanilla-y, cakey, flavor caffeinated cake and no sugar. It's party time. Order now at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Today's gaming news stories include Sarah Bond breaks her silence, the inside story of the Xbox shakeup, and Roger went to the WWE headquarters in New York. We'll have all this and more because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Monday, February 23rd, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the tastemaker, Roger McCorney.
How are you doing, Blessing?
I'm doing very good, Roger. How are you doing?
I'm so happy that I escaped the East Coast. I want to shout out everybody on the East Coast. I'm getting live texts from my mom, and she's miserable. It is horrible out there. So much snow, an insane nor'easter of snow is going over there. So
Yeah,
I was able to slide through the security doors as they were falling down.
I saw the Zoran Mamdani video of him being like, guys, don't go outside. Like, please just don't go outside. It's going to snow, and then it's going to be warm enough that it melts, but then in the night it's going to freeze, and if you go outside, you will die. So just don't, if you're in New York, just don't go outside. They canceled school.
Yes.
Like, you have no reason to leave your home. Call out of work.
Don't
if your work's not letting you just work from home.
Yeah.
Be safe out there.
Yeah. It's
How long were you in New York for?
I was there from Wednesday to Sunday.
Oh, so you just got back yesterday?
Yeah, so I just got back yesterday. Yeah, again, it started at noon, and I left at like 8 a.m. So I was like right there. And if it was just an hour later, I'm sure they would have canceled my flight and moved everything over. So yeah, so I got out there. I was able to go to WWE headquarters. We'll talk about that in a second, and some fun reveals and some little videos for you.
Oh, videos!
Some little videos for you.
I'm excited for that. For me specifically.
Yeah, for you specifically.
I mean,
but are you excited for the rest of this week?
Hold on, I want to know. You talked to Liv Morgan? Like, what's going on here?
I got a video for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. What's up?
Are you excited for this week? Are you scared for this week? Because of course it is the Resident Evil Requiem launch and our marathon stream.
I'm feeling a little scratch in the back of my throat. So we'll see if I make it
Oh wow!
there.
Yeah. He's opening his mouth in public, trying to get people to cough
I'm
into
like,
it.
please cough in my mouth. Yeah, like I don't know. My grandma might die. I don't know. Listen, it's not a terrible joke to make. It's okay. She's already gone.
Okay.
She's been dead for a while. It's okay. I'm not gonna.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm excited for the stream. I'm excited because, like, Resident Evil has been a franchise that I've grown to fall in love with over the course of the past, I guess, 7 years, which feels longer than it feels in my brain. Because essentially, it's been since Resident Evil 2 Remake. Yeah. When I played Resident Evil 2 Remake, I was like, damn, it's a really good game. And then I got to do those streams on Kind of Funny, which is why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, 7.
I got to stream 7 with Andy. We also streamed some of 8, which didn't go as well because we kept making fun of Ethan Winters. People were mad that we're making fun of Ethan Winters.
Oh, fuck Ethan Winters.
Like,
I love Ethan
boring.
Winters. He is boring though.
Yeah.
He is annoying.
But I'm excited because I'm locked in for Resident Evil now, where I want to play whatever new Resident Evil game is coming out. And so I'm excited to play through it all in 24 hours, hang out with Andy. I'm not as much of a scaredy cat as Andy is.
Okay.
Andy's going to be where the entertainment is at. I can deal with it.
Say that, and then, we're going to have some clips. We're going to be able to take this moment, and then we're going to find, I'm sure, some moment where you're going to freak out.
Resident Evil doesn't scare me as much as, like, non-scary games scare me. Like, I'll play Bloodborne and I'll be terrified. But Resident Evil, that's the Elden Ring.
Yeah, I was trying to find the Elden Ring hands clip, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, no, the hands in Elden Ring do something crazy to me. I will say, it's spiders in particular, because this weekend I've been playing Mugenics.
Okay.
And let me tell you, when I started playing Mugenics this weekend, on Friday, my hour count was probably at like 3-4 hours, and then I was looking at it yesterday. It's at like 12 now.
Okay.
I'm loving this game.
Yeah.
I'm locked into this thing, but they do have a level in there, like a certain boss fight that has spider shit going on. And there was a big spider that appeared where I was like, oh shit. And even
in Mugenics.
In the Mugenics art style, and it still got me. And so I think it's just an interactophobia thing.
Okay.
What's up, Barrett?
I was just, Roger, do we plan on, maybe getting Blessing like a little drunk and then maybe get him lost in some caverns?
I mean, listen.
Just like RE7.
This is what I want.
Can someone help me, please?
Give me some whiskey.
Yeah.
Get me ginger ale.
Okay.
And you'll get what you want. I was gonna do a whole Kenan and Kel. Have you seen Kenan and Kel? Did you watch Kenan and Kel?
No, not really.
At the end of every Keenan and Kel episode, Keenan would turn to Kel and be like, "Get me this, give me that, give me some bread, give me sticks, and give me some breadsticks and meet me out back." And then that's how they would close every episode.
Okay.
I was gonna try and do that with you, but
Okay.
all I need is a whiskey and ginger ale.
I'll get you that. I can get you that.
That's all I need.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited, man. We're going to have a good one, everybody. Friday, that is going to happen on Twitch and on YouTube.
Yep.
So that's going to be after KFGD. So look out for that and watch the buzz if you want more
No Gamescast?
information. No Gamescast.
Oh snap! We're getting
the Gamescast will be that morning for the Pokemon thing.
Yeah. Damn, that's a really exciting day.
Hell yeah.
You know what else is exciting? Video game news. Remember, if you're watching live, be a part of the show by super chatting in on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. We couldn't do this, of course, without our Patreon producers. So shout out and thank you to Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 5 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Starting with our number one, which, Roger, today's KHD is a big follow-up to Friday's KHD. Because if you didn't know, Roger, because you weren't here, Phil Spencer is retired.
What?
Yeah, I know. No, it's crazy. You predicted this,
I thought I just dreamed this.
No.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Phil Spencer stepped down from Xbox. And even crazier.
Sarah Bond's there, right? She's head?
Well, no, Sarah Bond's also gone.
What?
Yeah, no. And that's what the focus of this KFG is going to be about. It's going to be more on the overall picture. We got more inside scoops coming out from Tom Warren at The Verge, which I've saved for story number 2 because story number 1 is a primer for it.
Okay.
We're going to start off with the Sarah Bond piece of the puzzle here because after our KFG on Friday, Sarah Bond finally posted her message to the world following her departure from Xbox. So let's start with story number 1. Outgoing Xbox president Sarah Bond breaks silence after exit news. I'm going to read from Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle. Xbox president and COO Sarah Bond has spoken for the first time since Friday's news that she's leaving Microsoft alongside head of gaming Phil Spencer. Asha Sharma, who was previously head of core AI at Microsoft, was named as the company's new head of gaming in a surprise announcement on Friday, replacing 35-year company veteran Spencer. Bond's departure from Microsoft was equally unexpected. The executive joined Microsoft in 2017, overseeing gaming business partnerships in 2023. She was promoted to president of Xbox, reporting directly to Spencer. Writing on LinkedIn, Bond said she'd decided now is the right time for me to take my next step, both personally and professionally, that's a quote, and shared praise for the incoming CEO, Sharma. Quote, I know there's a lot of news to take in today, Bond wrote. I'm incredibly proud of what we've built together over the past 8+ years. PC and cloud gaming are growing faster than ever. Our next console is well underway, and together we've helped lay the foundation for a more open gaming platform that spans devices and reaches players around the world. The post continues, quote, when we announced our intention to acquire Activision Blizzard in 2022, I committed to helping lead Xbox through what would be a critical period of change. Over the past 4 years, we've navigated that moment together and positioned the business for what comes next. We took on some of the biggest challenges this organization has ever faced and did it as one team. With that, I've decided that this is the right time for me to take my next step, both personally and professionally. We're living through a transformative technological era that will shape the next generation of our industry, and I'm energized by what's ahead, end quote. Bond said she feels there's a unique opportunity for fresh eyes and new leadership at Xbox to guide the team into its next chapter, and confirmed she will maintain some contact with Microsoft as a special advisor. Quote, I've had the privilege of spending time with Asha over the last few weeks as we've planned for this transition, and I've seen firsthand her deep commitment to our players, developers, and brand, she said. Quote, she brings deep technology and commerce experience, along with a strong track record of building and scaling platforms that the world uses. Xbox deserves this. I'm excited to see her lead this next chapter for our team. I'll remain on as a special advisor to Asha to help ensure a smooth transition and set the organization up for continued success, end quote. On Phil Spencer, Bond thanked her boss for mentorship and friendship. Quote, he's been a consistent champion of this business and the people who make it what it is, and I've learned a great deal from the way he leads through both opportunity and challenge. I'm grateful for his trust and support throughout my time on the team. I also want to thank Satya for his sponsorship and support throughout my time at Microsoft, end quote. Now, Roger, you were in New York when the news broke of Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leaving Xbox, Asha Sharma coming in, Matt Booty being promoted. Where's your head at with all of this happening?
It feels rushed. This feels weird. Like, that was the immediate reaction that I had when I saw the Phil Spencer thing. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Oh, wait, he's leaving next week. Oh, yeah. Okay. This isn't we're doing the farewell tour for him. Oh, okay. Now Sarah Bond is going at the same time and she's just leaving. Right. So, and the fact that she didn't have this statement out immediately, and she had the LinkedIn post that was 4 hours old that was talking about, join talk about Xbox, do Xbox stuff. So this seemed out of nowhere. It felt that energy of, okay, something is happening here where Sarah Bond feels like she was pushed out of here. Yeah. It does not feel like this was the come in the last few weeks we've been talking and we've been working on this and I'm going to stay on the special advisor. This did not feel like, hey, we had this succession plan that was ready to go here. This fell out of nowhere and I was kind of shocked, honestly. And I started going through the permutations of like, where does Xbox go from here? And I think that's like where my head's been out for the last few days, is thinking about, literally, this is what I do for fun. Yeah. I mapped out like the from worst to best possible outcomes of like what could the future be for Xbox, and I just kept on kind of leaning towards the bad stuff. That's what all my brain goes to. It's very hard for me to see the positives of this massive shakeup happening in the middle of probably one of the biggest years of Xbox's history. It's kind of insane. It's a little bit like we're already on shaky ground, and this could just tip everything down. And when we talk about all of this,
so there's so much to what you said that leads us into story number 2, because story number 2 is going to give us a lot of context around quite a few things, including what went down Friday, why Sarah Bond's LinkedIn had that 4-hour old post that was talking about some random shit, right? And you don't get the post till later. I want to get into this article, and I will warn people that there is going to be a lot of reading that happens in story number 2. And I am reading a longer article because every detail here is so juicy and so worth talking about and breaking down. I've cut it in like half. Really, I've cut it in like the first 3/4 of it and the last quarter of it, because those are kind of like 2 different talking points that we can get into. But we gotta dive deep into the Verge article, because there is so much here to break down. And so story number 2 is called Inside Microsoft's Big Xbox Leadership Shakeup. This is written by Tom Warren at The Verge. Xbox fans had been anticipating the retirement of Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer for years, but what most hadn't expected was the departure of Xbox president Sarah Bond too. For many outside the company, Bond seemed like Spencer's natural successor, a deputy of sorts. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and Microsoft CFO Amy Hood clearly didn't agree. Instead of picking Bond for the role, Microsoft promoted Asha Sharma, a former Microsoft AI executive, to the top of Xbox. The decision to overlook Bond might have surprised many Xbox fans, but for the more than a dozen current and former Microsoft employees I've been speaking to, it's felt inevitable in recent months. Phil Spencer, Microsoft's long-term Xbox chief, made the decision to resign from Microsoft last year after a tough few years for Xbox. The giant Activision Blizzard acquisition had dragged on for far longer than Microsoft had anticipated, and the need to grow the business saw Microsoft walk away from Xbox exclusive games in favor of a multi-platform strategy. Microsoft has also been trying to reinvent the Xbox brand beyond the console with mixed results. Spencer's decision led to months of careful successor planning. It was announced to the world on Friday, but it was supposed to be today being Monday. Microsoft was forced to announce early because it started to leak, and IGN was planning to run a story, according to sources familiar with the situation. So I'm going to stop there. Is that surprising? Does that make sense to you?
That makes more sense. Makes more sense. I do think it still raises the red flags of when you have the official releases, there was nothing from Sarah, right? There was nothing originally there. And the fact that they didn't get that statement up in the minutes afterwards because they had to have had this ready to go.
Had to rush it out.
Yeah, exactly. So that to me still is the big question mark there.
Continuing, that kicked off a day of chaos where teams inside Xbox were hearing the news first through reporters and news outlets instead of via internal memos. The team running Sarah Bond's social media accounts was so unprepared that a LinkedIn post inviting people to provide feedback about Xbox accessibility features went live just before her departure was announced. It sat there for hours until Bond's team eventually posted her own memo. Microsoft executives shared 4 memos with Xbox teams on Friday, but only Phil Spencer mentioned Bond. Satya Nadella, Microsoft Gaming EVP Matt Booty, and new Microsoft Gaming CEO Asha Sharma all had kind words for Spencer, but no mention of Bond. Even Bond's own memo to her teams didn't arrive until hours after the announcement and wasn't part of Microsoft's blog. Some Xbox employees I've been speaking with saw the writing on the wall for Bond last year. She was promoted to Xbox president in October 2023, just days after Microsoft finalized its $68.7 billion deal to acquire Activision Blizzard. Bond had been crucial in getting the deal over the line with regulators and slowly started to become the face of Xbox as Spencer took on the complicated duties of integrating a huge new business into Microsoft Gaming. 6 months after Bond's promotion, Xbox executive Kareem Chowdhury, who reported directly to Bond, departed Microsoft and triggered another shakeup of some teams inside Xbox. Chowdhury was key to Xbox's backwards compatibility support and helped bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to life as xCloud in 2019. Just weeks after Chowdhury departed, former Xbox Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West also left Microsoft in June 2024. That meant the Xbox marketing team was now reporting directly to Bond. A month later, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox console anymore. The message was that, quote, you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox because games were available through Xbox Cloud Gaming TVs. This was all part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy that Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move the Xbox brand beyond its roots in console hardware. Months later, the This is an Xbox campaign launched, with commercials that positioned a phone or a tablet as an Xbox instead of just a console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. Quote, This is an Xbox also debuted months after Bond appeared on stage at the Bloomberg Technology Summit and announced an Xbox mobile gaming store that was supposed to launch in July 2024. It still doesn't exist almost 2 years later. Although attempts to redefine Xbox were clearly tied to the mobile store efforts, Microsoft still went ahead with the This is an Xbox after the store was delayed. The pivot away from console, led by Bond under Spencer's direction, hasn't gone well for Xbox. Microsoft's Xbox hardware revenue has declined for 3 financial years in a row, and it looks like those declining revenues are going to continue throughout fiscal 2026. Most of the current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days are relieved that Bond is leaving Xbox.
Wow.
I've heard from multiple sources that Bond has been tough to work with and built a team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. Most have praised her ability to strike partnerships with companies and developers, though. I wrote in December 2024 that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved carefully managing her image both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer. In reality, she wasn't. I understand that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. That's where I'm going to take a break. I know I just read a lot there, but as you can hear and listen to, a lot of really fascinating insight to what has been happening in Xbox. Roger, what sticks out to you?
I mean, I think it's the idea of this is Xbox. This is an Xbox. Everything is an Xbox. And again, when I'm thinking and charting the future of Xbox and what that could be, it all comes back to this huge marketing campaign that has defined, I guess, the current generation of Xbox, which is pivoting away from consoles. And that has been such a huge kind of talking point from everybody at Xbox, but specifically Sarah Bond of, hey, anything could be an Xbox. You could be in the cloud. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the console. You can play on anything. So to see that this wasn't working internally, that this was kind of her big thing that she was talking about, that she was pushing to everybody, that was her entire career essentially at Xbox here of, hey, this is the thing that we're going to be able to reach millions of people. And it was not working out clearly. I mean, you talk to people. I don't know how many regular people are actually playing Xbox on the cloud. It's an idea that I think worked for us in the media and people that are super hardcore gamers because, we understand how cloud gaming works. We understand how this works. But for a lot of normal gamers, I don't think that it was actually penetrating to that audience. So to see her out and to see that people internally were not happy with that messaging, and maybe a lot of the Xbox people that were hardcore into the console space that believed in the vision of exclusivity or just the idea of Xbox consoles being upset with, hey, everything's an Xbox. It makes a lot of sense to me, and I especially that last sentence right here, talking about how this is marketing towards an audience that just really is not there. That speaks true to me, and I think that makes a lot more sense when I step back and I read this.
Bear, you popped up. What's up?
A couple things stick out to me, right? Like this all supposed to be today, right? The announcement, all this, I still think feels haphazard in a way. Like I think of the exponential amount of panic compared to Friday, where it's a couple of days until Phil Spencer's gone, compared to they announced this today and he's gone today, right? Like that was the whole thing, is he's retiring Monday.
Yeah.
Like I think that today would have been a shit show, I think, if they had gone with that plan and seemingly forced into it by leaks, right? So that's one thing that sticks out to me, where I still don't really fully believe like that this was the plan and we've been planning this for weeks or months or whatever, what have you, right? The other execs not mentioning Sarah at all in their memos, I think, is weird. Phil being the only one to talk about her, I think is weird. And I think Tom, I think, is reporting on what he is being told, and he's giving a lot of great insight and all this stuff. I do find it weird that there is this excruciatingly hyper focus on Sarah Bond's vision, but we don't bring Phil into this conversation at all in terms of losing the vision of Xbox and everywhere is an Xbox and all this. Like I find that weird. Like a lot of it is being put on her, and maybe like a lot of it was her, but I think it's weird to not involve Phil when Phil was up there as well, Yeah,
I mean, a lot of it just strikes me as inner politics and like the perception of how people view leadership, right? Where what was Phil's reputation inside Xbox versus what Sarah Bond's reputation inside Xbox. I think the Sarah Bond thing especially gets talked about because you have Phil, who very clearly had the direction of, hey, Sarah, I think this is where we need to go if we're going to continue to be profitable or try to make money, try to explore new revenue. And Sarah being the one who has to like actually execute that vision. I think that's where a lot of it comes down as far as people looking at Sarah and her being the talking point, her being the scapegoat, essentially.
Yes.
All this blame is coming down on this person because it was her responsibility to do it, to carry out a vision, which honestly maybe didn't have hope in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been given a task where it's like, hey, do this thing, and you look at it and it's like, there's no way that this is going to work, but I got to do this thing with my full chest and hope it works. Yeah. And when it doesn't work, now it's your fault.
It reminds me of that post I remember sharing on Friday from Gita Jackson of, usually when they put women of color in these positions, it's for them to eat shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like, if a lot of this stuff is true, it does feel like Sarah was put in this position to, take a lot of the, the brunt of people's frustrations in a way.
Now, talking about Xbox everywhere, right? Anything, this is an Xbox. So fascinating. And we're going to get into it a little bit with the second half of this, which is really like the last fourth of it here, because we then transition from talking particularly about Sarah Bond to talking about the future and Asha Sharma and stuff like that. But with the everything is an Xbox initiative being, I think, kind of like the central thing here that is under scrutiny, I am still of the mind that, like, I don't know what other route you take as Xbox. Like, I think if you took the other route of like, all right, we'll just keep going as usual, I still think you land in a place where Microsoft is looking at Xbox and being like, what the fuck, we need more money here.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because I am personally of the mind of like, I love cloud gaming and I use it all the time. I adore it and I like xCloud a lot as a platform. I don't think it's ready to be like the thing. You know what I mean? To like say like, oh, it's on your TV, okay, but it's cloud gaming, right? Like that's a different thing. Like those are two separate things. Mm-hmm. I do think they're in a good situation though for the everything's an Xbox or, hey, we're multi-platform now, specifically with this year. Like when it comes to gaming and like the games that they've had coming out from the first party that people actually wanted to play, this is the year, right? You have Halo, you have Fable, you have Forza, you have all of the games that are coming out. So I actually think Asha Sharma is in this weird position where she can come in and just kind of slam dunk just by them setting up everything, right?
Yeah.
They have the dominoes are actually set up this time, and at least you have Gears of War, you have these big hitters that are actually coming to PlayStation 5. At least knock on wood, they should be, right? You have all of these games that are third party that are ready to have a big breakout moment. She just needs to kind of come in and let it all happen. But I don't think. Let me go back to it. When it comes to this is an Xbox and what Sarah Bond was doing over there, I think that's the best of what you could pitch that platform and what you're going for there.
And I think this is an Xbox thing.
Yeah.
For me, it has always made sense in the idea of what Microsoft is trying to do as a tech company to grow Xbox. I think you've hit mass or critical mass as far as the people who are able to buy a console, right? The amount of consoles that are in homes, it's like you're not really going to get much more as far as like hardware. If you're going to speak to more people, a company like Microsoft looks at phones. They look at the piece of hardware that every single person has and goes, all right, but how do we get to that? Because that is where theoretically, like that's where the money comes, especially when we're talking about video games as a maturing industry, right? As a maturing business. It is when you're not seeing that growth, these companies freak out. And is that going to lead to chaos and bad decisions? Yes, every single time, right? But that's the system we're in with capitalism, is that they want the infinite growth. They're not seeing the growth anymore. And so now they have to find other growth opportunities. And in Sarah's role here was to, see forward that initiative for finding those growth opportunities. And like, that's the tough thing where I'm not here to point fingers at one CEO or another, like all y'all are a team. And so I'm looking at you guys as a team of like who's failing Xbox and who's not failing Xbox. But what I'll say is that like, I don't know if you had hope here.
I think the biggest doom of this all is, first of all, on paper, it makes sense.
Paper makes sense.
Everyone has phones. Yeah, of course they want to play Xbox games, whatever. I think the biggest issue here, which is like a systemic issue, is that people are loyal to their platforms. Right, you see Epic Games literally giving away video games, and people will not leave Steam. Like they will never some people like literally will never download Epic Games to just boot it up to play BioShock Infinite for free. They'll never do that. They are loyal to Steam. They are loyal to PlayStation. So unless you're able to figure out, hey, we're gonna put Game Pass on Nintendo Switch, which they will never do, and if they do, that is the biggest red flag that Xbox will go under in the next 6 months. Like that will never happen. And I don't think there is a way to truly get people into the Xbox ecosystem in a meaningful way by the millions, unless you are able to do exclusives that people are, hey, I'm going to buy a console.
When you say Xbox ecosystem, are you saying console specifically?
I'm saying it all.
Oh,
honestly.
okay.
I think it's tough to just look at anybody and be like, hey, you have to download the Xbox app and sign in and make an account and do the thing. Like, I think that is a barrier that people just, it's like, oh, it's an easy barrier. It's really not.
No.
Like, people don't want to do that. People are in the Steam ecosystem. People are in their PlayStation ecosystem. They don't want to make another account and do another thing on this side, even if it is free or better or whatever.
It's the way that I own both a Steam Deck and an ROG Xbox. No, not an Xbox. An ROG Ally.
Yeah.
Right? I bought the Steam Deck. The ROG Ally was sent to me. Thank you to Republic of Gamers, whatever. But that ROG Ally collects dust because I'm so locked into my Steam Deck. Like, you could tell me all day, every day that the ROG Ally X is more powerful than my Steam Deck, and I'm just going to look at you and be like, well, I have Steam.
Yeah.
I'm locked into my Steam ecosystem. I know I could download Steam or whatever on my ROG Ally, but like, I'm locked in here. It's so tough to get me as a stubborn person to pick up the ROG and reset up everything and like try to play on this thing that doesn't feel as, integrated into the ecosystem as the Steam Deck does for me.
And that's why I think if we talk about if this was doomed from the start, I think that would be the biggest thing to point out, is that people just are not, if Epic Games every single week is giving away free video games and just people just don't do it, then I think that just shows people are stubborn and they are in their ecosystems and they don't necessarily want to go to Xbox right now.
So to jump into the last part of this article, I'm going to read through it. Again, shout out to Tom Warren. I'm reading your full long-ass article on The Verge. And so thank you for doing your reporting, and thank you for giving us the stuff to talk about on this episode of KHD. The rest of it goes like this. Phil Spencer's retirement has seemed inevitable to Xbox employees, particularly over the past year. In February last year, Spencer took a long vacation, and I'm told some teams had to wait weeks for sign-off on some key changes. Shortly after this vacation, rumors started circulating inside Microsoft that Spencer was getting ready to retire. Microsoft was eventually forced to deny the rumors in July, claiming Spencer wouldn't be retiring anytime soon. With Spencer's retirement official, Microsoft is hitting the reset button on Bond's Xbox strategy instead of embracing it further. Microsoft Gaming CEO Asha Sharma is now promising the return of Xbox in a clear message to employees that the strategy over the past few years has not been working. Quote, I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place, says Sharma. Xbox employees I've been speaking to have been concerned about the Sharma appointment, particularly because of her previous role as an AI executive at Microsoft. There is also concern about her lack of industry experience in entertainment and gaming. Sharma has been clear she's not a gamer and has spent the weekend responding to people on X and even taking game recommendations. Some Xbox employees worry she'll force AI into everything Xbox does, but Sharma was clearly ready for that reaction. Quote, as monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop, said Sharma in her memo. Quote, games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us, end quote. The other concern is that she's been appointed by Nadella as some kind of executioner of the Xbox console. Her memo doesn't suggest that, and Microsoft could have easily appointed Matt Booty into that kind of role to push game publishing instead of the Xbox console. I get the impression from her sources that Microsoft wants a turnaround and is worried about losing Xbox, as it's one of its only remaining successful consumer brands. Banner, I saw you bring up something with Asha. What was it? I missed it. I was reading.
Her being worried about birth rates and saying AI will fix birth rates.
I saw this pop up. I didn't dive into it because it was one of those eye rollers where I was like, I don't have the time. It's my weekend.
There's so much happening right now.
I'm gonna focus on what makes me happy right now.
It's you know, it goes back to, you know, it's similarly in line with what you say. CEOs say the darndest things.
Yeah.
You know? Like, C-suite execs say the darndest things, man.
Let me tell you, you can probably convince AI CEOs to say crazy shit. I was watching, speaking of dumb AI shit, right? One of my friend group chats, they sent over a video of a dude basically saying like, you know, they were talking about how AI uses a lot of resources, uses a lot of water. And they're like, well, when you look at the amount of resources and water and stuff that humans use over time to like be able to do certain tasks.
You're talking about the head of OpenAI.
Was it the head of OpenAI? Yeah, he was saying that like AI essentially uses less of the resources when you think about what it can do versus humans using those same resources and having to learn to do all these different
He also
things.
told on himself that, like, on some talk show where he was like, I can't imagine raising a child without AI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta ask some questions. How do I feed this
these
thing?
people are the closest to non-people.
Yeah.
ever.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can probably convince AI CEOs to like be in favor of fucking genocide. If you if you found an AI argument for it, they will make that argument. That's how fucking crazy this shit is.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the Sam Altman quote, right? Like that's essentially an argument for, oh yeah, get humans out of here then.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like even if you replace the person from the job with an AI who has exponential experience by taking up all of these resources in an exponential amount of time compared to a human being over 20 years, that person still needs resources like food and water. You know,
But that's why AI is so much better, Barrett.
You can control it. Don't worry about it.
So fucked.
We can make a video of Martin Luther King doing the Gangnam Style dance with only a few cups of water.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
You know, we just got to kill one tree for that.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
humans have to
just
eat so
ruin
much
a
food.
few towns in the middle of the country. Don't worry
Nobody
about
will
it.
know.
It's
Nobody will
fine.
know.
Who cares?
All right.
Horrible.
So to jump back into the Asha Sharma part of this, right? Yeah. We talked a lot about this on Friday, but I think the reiteration here of the return of Xbox is the quote that jumps out at me.
Yeah, I was reading some of her tweets, and she was responding to somebody who was like posting like the only on Xbox at the top of an Xbox original game, and it's like, oh, bring back exclusives, and she said, heard you, which is like, first of all, cat's out the bag. There's no way. There's no I think that's the level of like people are like, oh man, she's listening, but it's like, are you listening to the strategies of Xbox for the last 5-6 years of like what they've been leading towards? Like we're at the point now where Gears of War is probably going to launch on PlayStation 5 at the same time as Xbox, so it's like there's no way you can go backwards.
And part of the people that she's listening to, from what I understand, is some gamer gators, some prominent gamer gators, is the people that she's hearing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like I with that, I think is one of those ones where, and I'm not trying to defend her because I'm also rolling my eyes seeing the kind of people she's replying to. It strikes me as baby's first day on Twitter.
Yes.
And it's like
and gaming Twitter specifically.
Gaming
like,
Twitter.
Oh, these are just gamers. They're all the same. And it's like, no.
And I look at
at the bios.
I'm like, Asha Sharma, you're not going to be on this website for long. Like, you're either your co-executives are going to be like, yo, do not talk to this person, not engage with these people, or you're going to learn really quick that they do not fuck with you and they will fucking eat you alive. But well, I mean, it's interesting as we talk about the return of Xbox and like, exclusives versus continuing the strategy or whatever. The way that this article frames it as Sarah Bond being the one to lead the charge of Xbox everywhere, what that looks like, putting our games everywhere, all that shit. And this scapegoating of Sarah Bond. Now we have Asha Sharma saying the return of Xbox. The only logical conclusion for me to get to is what Greg was talking about when we talked about this on Friday, which is we're going to try and put the cat back into the bag. Like, we're going to try and get back to what old Xbox was in a profitable way, which is, I think, impossible.
Or, as I was mentioning earlier, of like, we have this year. We have an incredible year of Xbox games coming out that should be hits, that should be amazing video games, that should break out of the normal smaller Xbox crowd and get into the PlayStation's crowd, that get into, oh shit, Xbox is back, I'm playing Gears of War in 2026 and the flashbacks of playing Halo in 2026. Like, people are going to be excited about this. I do think there is a way that she just literally shows up. Yeah, literally coasts and shows up and says, look, Xbox is back, everybody. I'm here, and this is this is just the beginning. Where you saw this, we're going to do this more. And then that's like the first year. That's all you need to do for the first year.
What do you think happens year 2, year 3? Because the only thing that I'll poke holes in that is that on the business side, internally at Microsoft, they want to see some change. Yeah, they want to see something. Like, they want to see some steering of the ship of, make that thing turn left. We got to do something to this gigantic Titanic. I got Titanic on the brain.
Yeah, because we were watching. Yeah,
I watched Titanic last night. Let me tell you,
it's crazy.
But at what point is it too late to turn away from the iceberg?
And I think it's been too late to turn from the iceberg. But I mean, they have to do something, right?
Okay,
I don't think I don't think she can just coast because they're hiring her not to.
Maybe this is a Gamescast, because I actually think this would be fun of like going through all the permutations of what the future of Xbox could be.
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to like the best version of Xbox, I do think it is them focusing in on, hey, this is whatever the next generation console is. It's a PC and it's an Xbox, and we use our Microsoft levers to make that maybe even less expensive than a Steam machine, right? You have to kind of steer it in this direction, because I don't think we can ever be in this place now where you are competing with a PlayStation properly. You are competing with a Nintendo Switch. It has to be, this is a PC and it's an Xbox, and you get 2 for 1 almost deal. And that is the best way to play Xbox, but also it's everywhere. And also we're leaning in on our IP that people know. We're not taking chances anymore. This is going to lead to a bunch of layoffs. All the studios that are making the fun games, or the games that aren't that popular, that aren't the biggest games in the world, that aren't making the Fables, that aren't making the Gears of War, it's going to be cut. That is in the next 3
I want to
years.
talk about this because I want to dive into these permutations right now.
Oh, okay.
We'll get into it, but before we get into it, I want to get you into patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames. I got there, where you can get the Kind of Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Meet the energy shot that tastes just like birthday cake. Confetti Craze Extra Strength 5 Hour Energy tastes like a rich, buttery vanilla birthday cake, frosting and all. Light the candles, make a wish, and get ready to celebrate with every sip. Feel unstoppably energized with as much caffeine as your favorite 12-ounce fancy coffee, but with 0 sugar and 0 sugar crashes. For more information and to get the party started, visit 5 Hour Energy or Amazon today.
And we're back. I want to come back in with some super chats because y'all got a lot to say, starting with No Identity 85. He says, Tom Warren lost all my respect with that disgusting hit piece. And then there's another one that's from Zeke Speak, who says, want to quickly shout out The Verge and their A+ coverage. Subbed when they went indie, and Nilay Patel, Tom Warren, Ash Parrish, etc. are doing a great job. It seems like there's a lot of people are split on this article, because again, there's another one from Sonny Knowles who writes in and says, I'm sorry, but this news article from The Verge sounds like Microsoft doing a hit piece to blame Sarah Bond, since she won't likely respond. It's really pathetic in my opinion. Phil and Sarah deserved better. Roger, do you have any opinions on, is this a hit piece?
I can't. I mean, you can never tell because I'm not inside of Xbox, right? I don't know what the actual movings and shakings of this are. I wouldn't say this is a hit piece. I don't think that this is a anti-Xbox, anti-Sarah Bond specifically story. I do think that this speaks to the level of internal distress that was happening between Sarah Bond and what Xbox and Microsoft specifically wanted from that team. I don't think I can confidently say this is a hit piece. This is anti-Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, definitely not from The Verge. Again, I said earlier, like, shout out to Tom, who is, deep diving and reporting what he is being given. What he is being given, who knows from that perspective of, like, what Microsoft is, outputting there. But in the article itself as well, Tom also references former Xbox employees. So I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I don't think it's a hit piece, but I do think there's a weird shifting of weight, particularly only on Sarah Bond, which I do find weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have respect for Tom Warren as a journalist. Like, I've been sourcing The Verge for a very long time. So I don't know. He's a trusted source for me as far as what he usually delivers, and I feel like he usually knocks it out of the park whenever I read a Tom Warren article. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's talk about these permutations.
Yeah.
Like, because I
love it.
I don't, obviously, there's so much here that can happen. We're talking about such a big ship at Microsoft, and Xbox in particular. Don't smile at me. It's Titanic. It's on the brain.
No. I was smiling.
Okay.
Sorry, I was a million miles away. I didn't.
I thought you were laughing because I keep making almost Titanic references. Because let me tell you, I had a really banger Titanic reference, but then it's gonna come off like the guy who just watched Titanic.
I mean, which literally
It is.
Which I am.
Let me talk about this
Let me tell you
iceberg.
about that Titanic movie.
Let me tell you, this entire
crazy
situation giving me Titanic vibes.
Listen,
A lot of iceberg talk.
because obviously, like, Titanic is one of the most popular movies of the last 30 years. Y'all didn't prepare me for the second half.
No,
of Titanic, bro.
dude. No one does.
Goes crazy.
It goes nuts, bro.
The fucking ship, it fucking like cracks in half, and then it's like fucking like this, and they're at the top and they're falling. And that's what Xbox is right now.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
really?
see
Oh
that?
wow, you brought it all back.
Brought it all back. No, because it's such a big ship to steer. I think they try. I think they try to go back exclusive.
No,
I think they try to go back. I think they try to compete with PlayStation. I think that's, for me, when I read everything that they're saying, and of course they could be talking bullshit because it's CEOs or whatever, but that's what they're saying.
dude.
They're saying we want to get back. We want the return of Xbox.
I
we
think-
want to right the wrongs that the previous administration did. Like, we want to. That is you telling me you want to go back to how things were.
I think this speaks to, we want to go back to when Xbox was making Gears of Wars all the time. They were making
did they
Halos
stop?
all the time. I mean, we haven't had Gears of War in a very long time, right?
That's because games take long to make.
That's what I'm saying. I think that is what they're saying. What they're saying is they don't want to do this everything's an Xbox anymore. What they are going to do is third party everywhere, and I don't think that they will ever go back to exclusives just because this year they're going to make a fuck ton of money from PlayStation gamers. They're going to make so much money from Nintendo Switch gamers when Call of Duty goes to Switch. I know it's a different situation, but inevitably when they start putting all these games on Switch, they're going to make so much money that they're never going to be able to look back and say, actually, we're going to put the next Gears of War exclusively behind Xbox consoles. Like, no way, dude. No way. I think what they do is they look at this year, and I think a lot of it actually, one of the permutations that I had is Fable. I think Fable is like a huge... It not all hinges on Fable, but a lot of it hinges on Fable. You have the guaranteed hits of Halo, you have the guaranteed hits of a Gears of War, you have the guaranteed hits of a Forza. Fable to me is such a huge swing in an IP that of course people know, but it's not like the biggest of IPs, right? It's not like the IP that it's like hardcores love it. Outside of that, some people have played Fable, some people haven't. Fable is also a huge swing with a team that didn't really make games like this. They're making racing games, and now they have a second team that has a lot of time, a lot of money behind it. If Fable does really, really well, then I can see them being like, okay, that's the model right here. We take all the studios we have, we pair them up with IPs that we have that are beloved, and we either double up or that is the focus here on IPs, and we just bring them back and we make them a new fresh paint of coat.
Bear, what's this you're highlighting?
Coat of paint.
This is a paragraph from Asha's statement on Friday, right? And says, gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We will break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. I know this speaks a bit more to the play anywhere thing, but I do think that it also comes into the conversation of where they're at right now with exclusivity. And I'm kind of where Roger is at, where it's like the cat's out of the bag. I don't know really how much you can put it back in the bag.
I mean, I read this and I go, man, they're not saying other consoles.
Sure.
They say any single piece of hardware as we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud. None of those things say PlayStation or Switch.
Sure.
And again, I think ultimately you're going to be right.
Yeah.
And ultimately I agree with you as far as I don't think they can fully put the toothpaste back into the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of references I can make
shit back in the bottle.
Ship back in the there you go.
There,
Come on.
back.
I don't think you can do that based off of like how far we've gone with it, but I think to some extent they want to, because I think they want to sell boxes. I think they want to get back to being like, yo, no, we want to sell our hardware because we're making this hardware for a reason, and the way that we sell our hardware is by having exclusive games for the hardware.
I think the sad thing is, like, not the sad thing, but the truth of the matter of where we're at with hardware and where we're at with Xbox is that, again, people aren't going to come back to, as Phil Spencer said, I think in an interview with us, is this was the worst generation, the Xbox One generation, for them to lose. Yeah. They have their games on their platforms. They're not leaving. They are stuck. They are not going to go over to Xbox because they're going to lose all the PlayStation games, right? What you need to make is compelling hardware. You need to make interesting hardware like almost a Steam machine. You need to make it something that people want to have, that they look at that and say, man, that fills a gap. That is interesting. That is pushing something forward. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it is a Steam machine that is the most powerful thing in the world type deal, and it also is a little bit cheaper than the Steam machine because Microsoft can pull those levers and pull those AI levers and make it, affordable. But I do think they have to focus on the hardware of it all, because that is the only way that you're going to get people to buy that hardware, because I don't think we're at the point now anymore where you can go back and make this exclusive. But when it comes to, when it comes to some of my permutations, one of them is like, I could see this year them taking the lesson of like, we're just playing the hits now. So you get the Undead Labs, they're gone, right? Yeah. You get Ninja Theory, they're gone, right? You can maybe get a Compulsion and they continue on and they do a sequel to South of Midnight and maybe we try that out, but like, we're just playing the hits. And that is the thing that they're going to focus on. Xbox is back. We're not trying any of that nerdy indie stuff anymore. We're just playing we're doing Gears of War all day.
That's the part where I fully agree.
Yeah.
I could see that permutation so clearly, because I think the tough thing about Xbox first party is that it's so scattered among so many different developers and so many different things happening, but I feel like the results have been so mixed as far as both the sales and like, I guess, popularity of the games, and also just the quality of the games, where you do have the Doom, the Dark Ages that come out, that it is like, oh, this is AAA, like, oh, this is a great game, people love this thing, it's Doom, it's working, right? But then you have the South of Midnights, which I got mad respect for the South of Midnights. I want the South of Midnights to exist and kill it and be artful and do all these things. But I think that's where you get into the point of, at what point do they start restricting and going, hey, we need to have these IP or these pillar IPs. It is Call of Duty #1. It is whatever Bethesda's big thing is.
Halo.
It is Halo. It is Gears. It is Doom. It is like the things that we know are the big IP names. And if you're not making things that are supporting those things, we don't know what to do with you. You're gone.
Yeah, it's a tale of them not being able to launch a brand new IP in the last generation or two, even of like a brand new, hey, like even you look at PlayStation, what they've been able to do of like, they have such a cachet where they can make a Days Gone. And even if it isn't the biggest thing in the world, there's a fan base of Days Gone players that really enjoy that game and enjoy that franchise and want to see it again. Like, you just don't have that with Xbox anymore, sadly. And
well,
like,
they had that rhythm game.
Which one? Star Wars?
No, Well, the
Hi-Fi Rush.
The Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah,
had
but then they
Hi-Fi
canceled
Rush,
that studio.
and then yeah, they fucking fumbled that bag.
Sea of Thieves is the closest one, as somebody said. Sea of Thieves, Grounded, the live service stuff.
Yeah,
that
like
works.
obviously I can't list every single.
I'm just saying, like,
game.
they haven't been able to create, like, here's an IP that, like, is
I see
the
what
new
you're saying.
future of Xbox. That this is, like, I feel like
I think Sea of Thieves
is the closest.
is definitely there. I think it counts. But like that Sea of Thieves was what 2018, 2017. Like it's been a very long time since Sea of Thieves. And yeah, if I'm thinking of the last one, like if I'm going through, all right, what are the latest IPs I can remember from Xbox? It's Keeper, Redfall, Starfield, right? Everybody loves Starfield.
Yeah. I almost think that, like, not that it doesn't count, right? Just because it's just Bethesda, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's almost like I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at what they've done here in the last, like, all of their other teams, they just have not been able to, like, they've made multiple Hellblades, it just has not become a thing. Like, I need them this next generation to, like,
but like, the thing is they've not been launching IPs that would become a thing like that. Like Hellblade isn't meant to be a mass market appealing game.
Sure.
Hellblade is an indie game, and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Like that's a game that I played in 2017. It was 5 to 6 hours long. It, gave me a cool like story about psychosis and what Sanu was going through, and it got me in and it got me out. I don't look at Hellblade being like, all right, let's franchise this.
I mean, it is a franchise. There's two.
Yeah, but maybe it shouldn't have
was
been.
that the original intention when they made that first game, though?
Yeah, exactly.
And like I go, and
that's
again,
what I'm saying. Like that, we're never getting that. We're never getting a Hellblade 1 to Hellblade 2 ever again.
Yeah.
Like like I think what they do, if they went Xbox is back, right? You focus in on these core IPs, and then you build up those core IPs to the point where it's like, okay, the Halo team, they're killing it. Now they can make a spin-off Halo game or something else. Then say, hey, from Halo Studios, you know what I mean? Like, and Coalition. Oh no. Initiative left. Coalition's still around. They're doing Gears of War.
Yes.
Right. Cool. Sorry. So many studios have closed. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I know.
But like Coalition, if they get 2 more Gears of War games underneath them that are the fucking biggest thing in the world, now we can do from Coalition, the next thing, right? We don't have the base level of everything.
That's what happens when you have so many studios.
Exactly.
When you acquire everybody, you just get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yep. And then all those cuts will happen, and oh man, the industry is going to feel like a husk of itself.
And
the question, really quick, before I forget that I wanted to pose to y'all is, with a fresh pair of eyes coming in and overseeing all of this, do you think there are any big changes or course corrections with the idea of Game Pass? Because they have also relied a lot on Game Pass being such a big part of their monetary intake for Xbox. Do you think there's any way, like, any big changes from that, of them coming in and seeing like what works, what doesn't work here? Because we've had this question, this existential question about Game Pass for years.
I think probably not super soon, but within the next couple years, I think you see the price go up again, maybe dramatically, or you see them pull out like some of those bigger exclusives. I don't know, maybe you don't get a Call of Duty on Game Pass anymore. Like maybe you don't get the next Elder Scrolls on Game Pass. I could see that correction, or they raise the price to where they're like, all right, cool, we can make this happen.
Yeah, my brain again goes to what I alluded to earlier, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. But like, if we were to really shake shit up in Xbox and try to make Game Pass a thing that everybody's on, you would try to make a deal with PlayStation, Nintendo, and Steam, right? That would include giving everyone 30%. That would include, bleeding even more than you probably already are bleeding.
Yeah.
But maybe that is the right decision in terms of getting a version of Game Pass to people so then they understand what it is, right? I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
And that strikes me as something that, like, under Sarah Bond, that's what you would want to do. I'm sure at some point they probably tried to.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Sarah Bond, I guess I would be shocked if she said this, but if we learned that Sarah Bond had those conversations with PlayStation and PlayStation was like, no, and Nintendo was like, no, like we're not doing that on our platform. Like, even for 30%, I think you're talking about maybe a higher percentage at that point for what we'd want.
I mean, it's interesting because these sort of things exist already on their platforms, right? EA Play, Ubisoft Plus, like they exist on these. Of course, they're different, right? Because they're true publishers. They're not giving competitors.
Like Ubisoft Plus doesn't have FIFA on it. You know what I mean? Like I can't open
so that's
up
the thing.
EA
You would
Play.
need to do like Xbox Core or something like that. You would need to wait 3-4 years from now when a bunch of Xbox games are on PlayStation, are on Switch, and you could just say, hey, all of Xbox games are on, PlayStation, Xbox Game Pass.
That I could, that I could see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that, I'm like,
I know. But that's the only way in my mind to like connect with an audience that is just never going to come to the other side of it all. So I don't know. Yeah, it's for me, Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it's numbered, but I just don't. I'm not as bullish as I was on Game Pass a few years ago.
Yep. Somebody says in chat, so why did Blessing just stop reading the article? Brother, I was reading for 10 minutes long. What else do you want me to read?
Yeah.
God dang. Let's do some more super chats because a lot of y'all have a lot of things to say. One from Fog12 who writes in and says, not sure why Tom Warren's article feels questionable. Kind of funny, folks. Been questioning Xbox direction for a while. When strategy is viewed as failing, leadership change follows. Being respected doesn't override results. Bandana Bush 7334 writes in and says, to get back to exclusive, they'll need that new Xbox next year. I don't think we're going to see a new Xbox next year.
You don't think so?
With the hardware stuff that's happening, the Ramageddon?
Memory loss.
Memory loss?
I like that one.
That was Andy. That's courtesy of Andy Cortez.
Andy. We love him.
Yeah, consoles coming next year, I think, is insane. And that's why, like, what is it? The Steam machine was like, we have to delay. When we're delaying to, we don't know. Bye.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Stefano B415 says, I don't necessarily love the idea of exclusive games from a toxicity standpoint, but I don't see what else Xbox could do to make people come back. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see. Because really the question is, where do they find the money? What money do they value? Right? Really, they just value money.
I mean,
whatever is going to make them the most money is what they're going to do. Do they want to try and sell consoles again? Like, do they want to try and like up that hardware number? Then you see them try to do the exclusive thing. But I just don't think that's going to work. I think we all agree that you're seeing more money by putting your games everywhere.
Yeah, unless this is the Trojan horse year. Unless this isn't the pivot year. This is the Trojan horse year of like Halo is on PS5. Okay, the Halo 2 remake. That's on fucking Xbox.
We're gonna flood.
Halo 3 remake on Xbox. That would actually sell a few copies.
We're gonna flood the PlayStation streets with Halo and Gears and these Xbox
a little
games.
a little taste.
And then if they want another hit, you gotta buy the box. You gotta buy the box, you PlayStation gamers. And then we'll do one more. Shout out to everybody who's been writing in.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Let's see. I'll do this one from Kessel Winks, which is just a nice little one. What's good, KF? Y'all did an amazing job on Friday's breaking news. I know it's out of Gamescast's wheelhouse, but I love where are they now of 2018's Game Awards when the big three were on stage together. Remember that?
Dude.
When Phil Spencer...
It felt like the future. Felt like
who was it? Phil, Sean Layden, and then was it Reggie?
Yes.
Oh my God, what a different time.
That was beautiful.
They're all gone now. Crazy. As of today, none of them are still at their places. And then Phil the trucker says, Roger, I understand your prediction taking out Phil, but taking out Sarah was too cold, bro.
I didn't do that, man. I would never. The pills did not tell me that. I'm so sorry. Should have taken more.
Were your predictions fueled by pills?
Yeah, I was taking pills. Yeah.
That was the whole story.
I forgot about that part.
The storyline, yeah.
Is that allowed? Can we do that? I didn't know we could.
I didn't tell what pills. It could have been Tylenol.
Didn't know we were allowed to take performance enhancing drugs here.
Okay, listen.
Kind of funny.
Come on. Mike gave me a honey pack.
Did we maybe get Roger the Limitless drugs? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Remember the Limitless TV show? We don't talk about that enough.
Limitless TV show.
Yeah, it was based off of the movie, and it was a sequel. And Bradley Pitts, Bradley Cooper's character shows up again, and he's like, "Hey, fucking, you took the Limitless pills. You gotta stop taking these Limitless pills." Feels like something Nick would watch.
Roger, you know what?
I got buried.
Barry started laughing. Roger, you know something that you watch?
Yeah, I did.
WWE wrestling. We're gonna move on to story number 3. Roger, you went to New York City.
New York. Actually, I went to New York City, and then I went up to WWE headquarters in Connecticut, I believe. Yeah, so they took us on a bus. Yeah.
Wait, they took you from a bus from New York to Connecticut?
It was pretty great.
Can I ask a dumb question? How far away?
I honestly didn't know the answer. I didn't know the answer until I was on that bus. It was
what city in Connecticut did they take you
to? Stamford? I forget. I don't know. I remember exactly where. Again, I was on an unmarked bus, and I was talking to Dan Riker. We were just talking about everything, and then I just ended up there. So I didn't really think about the time. But yeah, we went up to WWE headquarters, and we played WWE 2K26 a little bit. So I was up there, saw Dan Reichert, saw Simon Cardy, saw a bunch of amazing...
Simon flew in from the UK.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're doing exclusive stuff over there. Saw a lot of cool people there. But yeah, I fell in love with WWE a few years ago for WrestleMania 40. Ever since then, kind of been a slow decline of me just not really loving the product, not really loving, the politics that have been going on over there. But I wanted to go over there because I like the games a lot. WWE 2K25 on the Switch 2 was awesome, and I had a great time with it, so I was excited to see what they're going on over there. So yeah, I played a bunch of the new game. They have some new match modes. They have an Inferno match where you have to.
Is that what the fire?
Yeah, the fire round.
Okay.
It's kind of slow. You just kind of have to beat someone down enough until the fire flame meter goes up, and then you throw someone over.
Did you ever watch the Kane versus Undertaker Inferno match?
Yeah.
It was like the classic.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty dope. They have a dumpster match. Shout out Chelsea Green. Yeah, they have an I Quit match, which I didn't try, but it's exactly what you expect.
I love that.
And I also tried the new showcase match mode, which is CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk, his history. It starts off with a recreation of WrestleMania 41, the main event there, him losing and doing that whole jazz. I don't love the showcase stuff, specifically because I love what they're doing here of recreating these matches, showing you alternate history stuff, all that cool jazz. I don't love the gameplay of them forcing you. The way that it works is that in the corner, it's an objective. It's okay, you gotta, do an Irish whip to Roman Reigns in the corner and then do this move. And if you don't do that move, you fail. And
I've always hated that.
It's so freaking frustrating, especially when it's an actual match that you've seen before and you just want to get to the cutscene to finish the thing, but they don't have a mode there. They don't have any way, because especially when you're starting off in the showcase, it's 3 people, so it's a triple threat. It's insane. So you're trying to get somebody in the corner, and then someone else comes in and breaks it up. It's kind of messy, but to kind of satiate that, and if you don't like playing that, they have a gauntlet mode. So basically, you play as either AJ Lee or CM Punk, and they just go through every single one of the matches or the bosses that you fight in the showcase mode in a gauntlet. And if you beat that all, you get I'm pretty sure all the base unlocks you get from the showcase. So nice. I'm playing as AJ Lee, and then fucking The Miz comes out, and then Mick Foley comes out, and it's just insane. But yeah, the game itself is pretty fun, and I was able to also talk to some WWE superstars.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I have a few interviews that will be coming out, really quick ones on social media.
Okay.
I was able to talk to Io Sky. I was able to meet Io Sky. I have some.
That's your hero.
Right, yeah, I love Io Sky. She's the goat.
Yeah.
So she was awesome. I was able to talk to.
For those who don't watch wrestling, they call Io Sky the genius of the sky.
Which
is objectively cool. Shit,
yeah, it's really dope. I was able to talk to Chelsea Green. She was also really sweet.
Oh yeah, that's
Jacob Fatu.
Oh
I have
shit!
a really great interview with Jacob Fatu. He loved my question there. That'll be going up later. But I have a little video for you from one Xavier Woods.
Oh, the homie.
Yeah, the homie over here. He has a little message for you that I was trying to do some stuff. You'll see.
Oh no. Okay.
Why have you abandoned Kind of Funny and your commissioner duties? Because Blessing Adeoye Jr. is just not cutting it right now.
Wow.
Blessing's not cutting it.
He's not cutting it. He's crooked.
What do you mean not cutting it? Blessing is probably one of, if not the most competent person over at Kind of Funny.
Thank you.
Because this guy, Greg Miller, he's the one skirting on his duties. He's supposed to let me know when something happens because he knows how busy my life is with my multiple jobs that I have. He's supposed to call me and say, hey, this is what's going on. And then I get the chance to involve myself in the commissioner duties. So if Greg stops slipping, then just maybe, the commissioner would show back up. Let me let everybody know. Since I've been gone, there's a reason Blessing is the commissioner of the league, and that's because I put him in charge. So if you're not listening to Blessing, then you have a problem with me. And Greg, I know your chest still hurts from what I did to you last time. So unless you need that to happen to you again, get your shit together.
Tough words.
Not even tough, real words. And it's not the commish, excuse me, because it's been a minute. The commish would show back up to Kind of Funny, okay? Take the mic. What's your name?
Roger.
Take your mic, Roger.
He sunned me there.
Wow.
That was crazy.
What's your name is crazy.
What's your name, Roger?
Shout out Xavier Woods.
Shout out Xavier Woods.
Because he knows.
He knows.
Greg Miller just
Greg
is
Miller's
in the background.
He's just looking.
Yeah, he looks real sad back there.
Oh no.
Real unfortunate that Xavier doesn't co-sign Greg's abilities. Which
I mean,
do any of us do?
No, exactly.
Not really, no.
There's a little spoiler for the interview with Chelsea Green. I was like, Greg's my boss. And she's like, oh my God, Greg, I love you so much, Greg. I was like, no one likes Greg. She's like, oh.
Yeah.
She was
she's not been around long.
Yeah, she was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I think she deleted his number immediately. And then I have one more video.
Oh, you have another video.
Not for you. There's one for somebody who's not here, but I want to
Mm.
premiere it here. Oh, Greg's so sad.
He's crying.
Oh no.
Oh, he's really upset.
Oh
back
man. This is for Joe Hendry.
He looks nothing like me.
Nothing like
me.
You did retweet this video.
The video is great. The effort is great. But to say that we look alike, he could be an uncle. He could be an uncle. We could be related in some way.
Okay.
But do we look alike? No.
Anything you can do to kind of get to your level, or?
How long we got? It's a short interview. Sorry. All jokes aside, very much appreciate him putting in the work there. He's got the shirt, he's got the white trousers, he's waving from side to side. He even made his own green screen video with the Windows desktop in the background? I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and the green screen there with the white background. He's putting in the work. He could be a backup Joe Hendry if he keeps putting in the work. 10, 15 years development, he could be there.
Hell yeah.
So,
That's so cool.
Joe Hendry doesn't believe in Tim Geddes. You heard it here first.
I believe in Tim Geddes.
I do too.
Yeah. Don't believe in Greg Miller.
How great would it be if you said that and he came out, Tim? That would have been nice.
That would have
been
perfect
nice.
timing,
We should
yeah.
have figured out. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He's not here.
Yeah, had a good time. I'll talk more about it, I think, Thursday when we talk about all the games that are coming out in March or Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
Whenever that is. We'll talk more
Hell
about
yeah.
that later.
We got one more news story for you. Story number 4, Ubisoft announces new leadership team to shape the next era of Assassin's Creed. This is from Lucy O'Brien over at Ubisoft. Today, Vantage Studios, a Ubisoft subsidiary, announced the appointment of 3 seasoned leaders who will play a pivotal role in driving the Assassin's Creed brand's long-term vision, creative ambition, and continued growth. Martin Schelling has been named head of Assassin's Creed brand, responsible for overall strategy and long-term vision of the brand. Martin brings with him a combination of deep production expertise and a profound understanding of Assassin's Creed, shaped through his leadership on some of its most defining titles, including Revelations, Black Flags, Origins, and Valhalla. Most recently, Martin served as Ubisoft's chief production officer, responsible for redefining development workflows across the company's portfolio. Jean Gaston has been appointed head of content, or Jean Gaston. I did the French thing because it's a French company.
Yeah.
So I'll think Jean,
Yeah.
but who knows? He's the new head of content for the brand. He's best known for serving as creative director on both Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And then finally, Francois de Billy. No
Joe Billy.
No shot.
No shot. There has to be a different way to say it. B.A.?
B. I love the French, man.
Joe Billy?
The French are hilarious. Francois de Billy is the brand's head of production excellence. He's internally recognized for his ability to optimize processes and remove friction across complex production workflows. Do you think they call him Francois or Billy in the office?
I think they call him Joe Billy.
De Billy. Then they go on to say that they've collaborated closely on Assassin's Creed games through the years. Cool. We'll see what comes of that. Where's Assassin's Creed Hexy at? Like the Witch Trials one.
The Hexy? Or is it Hex? Just Hex.
See, I used to say Hex, but then I heard other people say Hexy, and I'm a follower.
Oh, really? People say Hexy?
I've heard people say Hexy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it throws us off because there's an E at the end as well. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Hexy.
I mean, they're French. Maybe it's Hexe. Maybe it's an X on a U on the E.
The Hexy.
Yeah. Billy named it. I'm never gonna get over Billy.
We love Billy.
Oh,
These dudes were what is it? Producers for some of the better Assassin's Creed titles, so it's like kind of like, okay, cool. Like hopefully, there's a strong vision from them in the next couple of years. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this is Tencent also. They have to. Tencent's looking at Ubisoft and it's like, everything's falling away over there.
Yeah.
This is our franchise. You know what I mean? Like,
we gotta lock this shit
yeah, we
in.
gotta lock this shit in, bro.
Well, Roger, I'm really excited to see what Billy does with Assassin's Creed, because that's gonna be big. Whatever they do is gonna be big.
Oh man,
or small. Who knows? What is something tinier? Say the tiniest news I need to know about. Where would I go?
You'd go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Story number 5 is Wii News from GamesIndustry.biz via GameFile. Timmy Studio Group, a Tencent subsidiary, has reportedly shut down its Montreal studio. Speaking of Black Flag, this is one that was, I believe, led up by creative director of Black Flag.
Or was it
Origin? Like Assassin's Creed Origin?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Or maybe it was Origin. Maybe you're right.
Okay.
It's Ashraf Ismail.
Okay.
Somebody look up what they
that.
did, aside from cheating allegations. I read the name because I read the article because I thought I was going to make it into the main news. And I got to the part where they're like, oh yeah, this studio was founded by Ashraf Ismail. And I was like, Ashraf Ismail. I know that name.
Yeah.
Where do I know that name? And then I had a flashback to 2020. Well, I was like, whoa. When I had a flashback to 2020 when I swear to God, half of Ubisoft leadership got cut off for like doing crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Ashraf was one of those people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. From VGC, the design director of the original Saints Row says he fears the series is over, claiming his pitch for a potential prequel is being ignored by the IP owners, by the IP's owner, Embracer Group.
Or you're just getting deaded, sadly. You're just getting ghosted. I'm
How
sorry.
salty
homie.
is
I'm
this guy
sorry.
going to be when they announce the next Saints Row?
It's also a prequel.
He's like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, but also I think that is kind of an insane allegation to be like, hey, by the way, they didn't respond to me, so
Therefore
the franchise is dead.
That's like me waking up one day and being like, guys, Kind of Funny is over. Greg Miller's not answering my phone calls. And then you guys go live the next day and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 was leaked in a YouTube playlist created by Bandai Namco Southeast Asia.
Yeah, this is the playlist that included just that one teaser, which is maybe the worst teaser of all time, which it looks like just an OC character, and it's like, this is the future of Dragon Ball games. It's like, what is happening?
Do you know, like, the
Hilarious.
crazy thing about Dragon Ball Xenoverse is I'm pretty sure so many people play it because I see it.
What is Xenoverse?
Oh, how much time do you have? Dragon Ball Xenoverse is basically, I mean, it is OC. You're making an OC.
Okay.
And basically, it's almost like MMO-ish.
Oh,
where
okay.
It's like kind of like multiplayer ecosystem, Dragon Ball, where you create your own character and like you develop them over the course of going out and doing different missions.
And are you fight? It's like a fighting game.
I mean, I wouldn't describe it as a fighting game, but you do fight.
I don't want to know anymore.
So like Sifu?
No.
Is it like an actual MMO, like a Final Fantasy 14?
No.
You doing raids? What are you doing?
I
this
never
game?
got that far. Barrett, see if you can pull up gameplay of Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
When was the last one?
When was the last one? It was like late 2010s. I would say like
Okay.
2017,
Okay,
2018.
I didn't know if it was like a franchise for like the PS2 or something crazy. Like
No,
that. Okay,
no.
gotcha.
Xenoverse 1, I think, was like early PS4.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like an arena fight. It's like multiplayer, but then you go into the arena fights. Kind of like Tenkaichi, but
Okay.
not as refined as Tenkaichi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to play this for IGN, I think.
Yeah, this is what it looks
I
like.
did not understand it whatsoever.
People in chat are saying it does have raids.
Wow.
Really?
It's a really weird game. I played it for quite a bit before I was like, what am I doing? Why am I playing this? I love Dragon Ball and I love fighting, but like, it was just so weird. I didn't like the OC stuff.
Yeah, it's like that same thing with Sonic Forces, right? It just feels weird.
Yes.
It feels weird.
It kind of does have a little bit of Sonic Forces in it.
Yeah. Gamer.
But I mean, like, creating your own Saiyan does feel cool.
Yeah.
You know, in the same way that creating your own Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. The
Feels
same vibe.
Yeah,
the same
same vibe.
vibe. Yeah.
And then Steam Next Fest has begun.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Exciting stuff.
And then lastly, this year's SGF will once again bring the global... Who pasted this in? We gotta delete the PR speak. SGF is kicking off June 5th. Play days. Oh, Play Day. The live...
It's maybe one sentence, Blessing. You've read
I hate
paragraphs about paragraphs, and you get angry because Greg copied in one sentence.
I hate the flowery language that they put in there. I don't want to read your fucking flowery language. The live kickoff show is June 5th, and then Play Days is June 6th through 8th, and then the Game Business Live is on June 8th. And that's it
That's it.
for Wii News. Let's see what's happening with Super Chats. Let's see. Not Nash 24601 says, has this dampened thoughts on 2026 titles? I assume Xbox 2026. No, not
No.
really. I don't think this really shifts much as far as like the games coming out from Xbox Game Studios. I don't know why that would. Cozy Bear writes in with more Wii news. Yoko Taro, the director of the Nier franchise, is writing a new Neon Genesis Evangelion anime series.
Yeah, I saw this.
That's really cool.
Some people weren't happy about that.
They weren't happy?
Yeah, just to the fact that it's Evangelion.
It's like, leave it alone. Like, it's
Yeah.
done. We've done it. But it's like,
They also have a bunch
I
of
understand
movies
that,
and
but I
shit.
also understand, like, Yoko Taro, man.
It's pretty sick. It's a pretty sick get.
Like,
Yeah.
like maybe let them cook a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
see how it goes.
Yoko Taro. I mean, if anybody's gonna write a banger Evangelion thing, it'd be
Yeah.
Yoko Taro.
You watch Evangelion?
The first episode.
Yeah,
then
that's
it
exactly
scared
where
me.
I'm at. Yeah, my brother loves it. Least surprising thing about him.
Tyson Lewis Art says people really forget that Matt and Satya were the ones mostly speaking about competing and going against the competition. I need more elaboration there.
Yeah,
I feel like we all talk about the competing, going against competition.
in life.
They want to compete in the Olympics. C. Rob says, what if they are seeding the PlayStation platform with Xbox IP this gen to try and bring fans to the next Xbox with the next games being exclusive?
Trojan horse here.
I mean, if they do that, I don't think they did that purposely.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's just them redoing the plan that they already had.
I also think that would be an awful idea. That would be, people would be so angry about that.
Yeah, but people are mad about what people were mad that they were putting their games on PlayStation in the first place.
But I think if you're doing this, it's like, okay, now the sequel to the game you had on PlayStation, you can't get anywhere else. It's like, fuck, that would suck.
Yeah,
That would suck.
gotta buy the box.
Gotta buy the box.
Buy the box.
Buy a PC.
Let's hop into You're Wrong. Rewrite it and let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. Somebody writes in and says Barrett's right, but we don't do your rights here. We do your wrongs.
I wrote in Barrett's wrong.
No.
Oh!
Hey, but now I'm even.
Yeah, you're even.
broke even.
You're neutral.
C. Bear writes in and says, not a complete correction, just education. Connecticut is a part of the New York City tri-state area with New Jersey. Yeah, as Roger was talking, I looked up the Google Maps. It seems like it's like an hour away to Stamford.
Yeah.
Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
So you fly into why don't you fly into? Is there not an airport closer?
No,
to
there is.
Stamford?
You could do it. I think it's just New York is cooler. So they were like, oh, if we're gonna fly you guys all out, why don't we just put you in New York?
Where was the hotel? Was that in New York?
Yeah, it was in the city. Yeah, it was right by.
Damn.
It was right by FIT where I.
Was it just one day at the WWE thing?
Yeah. It was
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that
it was like a
works then.
Wednesday, and then Thursday was the thing, and then Friday we were supposed to leave, but I extended my flight so I can hang with family.
Here we go. Nilay Patel's first name is pronounced like Nilay, by the way. That's from FutureBot. Thank you so much for that.
Anybody talk about DeBilly?
No, nobody cared about DeBilly.
We all like the collective
was like,
consciousness
yeah.
that it is DeBilly.
Because I don't think anybody knows. Except for DeBilly. Francois. That's the thing. You got to put DeBilly before the Francois, because that's cooler.
Yeah, it is pretty sick.
Yeah. DeBilly Francois?
What if his name was Francois, quote unquote, DeBilly?
It's a nickname?
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
It's like a wrestling name. And then
Jessica Chat says, no one cared until I was DeBilly. So dumb. So dumb.
and then people were in here arguing about whether or not it's a hippies. Listen, I don't fucking know. I don't make the news. I talk about the things people write. Tom Warren wrote a thing. We're talking about it. And we're not done talking. Because after this episode of KFGD, we're going to be talking about our Pokemon Day 2026 predictions on the Kind of Funny Games cast. You don't want to miss it, and so tune in for that. But of course, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. If you love what we do, remember, you can support us with a Kind of Funny membership over on Patreon or YouTube to get our shows ad-free and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Games cast next, and Kind of Foodie after that, and a stream after that. What are we playing, Roger?
Ooh, we are playing. Oh, Mike is going to be playing the PUBG Blind Spot game.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's
yeah.
called Blind Spot. Yeah,
There you go.
5v5.
It's really fun. Yeah, good memory on this guy. I was putting you to the test because I didn't know.
I made the buzz, so I know.
Until next time, Game Daily.